Adventurous kids explore with education and learning what a wild life is in the Everglades. I want to explore the Museum of Discovering Science. What plants do butterflies like? I want to know about Key West. Adventurous kids, learning and fun. Adventurous kids!
Let's catch the Cuban Anole.
Get it.
Ah! This is the Cuban Anole. This is a Florida invasive Cuban Anole. It bit me. It's a really powerful bite. So
it didn't break your skin though, right?
No, no. This lizard is native to Cuba, obviously the Cuban Anole. And that's a really powerful bite. Actually, I'm going to be like Kylie Pearson before I put it in the box. Let's see how painful the bite is. How about I turn to the bite zone with the Cuban Anole. Here we go! Oh, this hurts! This hurts! Okay, ow. It's like going up or down, up or down. Now, look at my hand, guys. Look what I did. Damn, boy. I just want to tell you how painful the bite of a Cuban Anole can be. As this species not being native to Florida, it is causing a little problems here in our house here. So, let's put it in the box. Got the top. Ouch! So here's the Cuban Anole, which is a real powerful jaw. It's not native to Florida. It's causing, let's say it's using the men's room or the ladies' room in our back porch. So we're going to take it away from our house and release it in those cells. Alright, Miss Camera Lady, let me know when it's safe to cross the street.
We're not crossing.
Oh, I thought we were, sorry. Now we should release it right here. This is right
now. Yeah, not right here. We're going to walk
Andre, I'm the adventurous kid who like you're alive yet. I just want to let you all know. And after I got intentionally bit by the Anole, I did a lot of hand washing with soap and water, so do not worry, I will be fine. Show you that. Did advise I can show you guys how to be careful with these creatures. But they're not out there just to bite you. They're not out there looking to bite people. They're out there looking to bite their prey, which is other bugs and arthropods. Maybe small lizards.
Alright, so we'll go to that field, that empty field.
So we're going to leave it at the empty field there. Here's another shot. Get a close shot of it. See that green? You see it shedding his skin on his head? That's how lizards grow. They shed their skin. Since I have gardening gloves on, I'll probably pick it up for you guys one more time before I let it go. I have gloves on this time, so if it bites me, it shouldn't inflict as much damage. That bite hurts a lot. I want to see that tree, because they like to climb in trees. This is this first tree here. This guy's been living on my window. Gonna pick it up one more time. I have gloves on. Miss Camera Lady suggested.
Careful. Oh.
It's gone. Be quiet. Okay, here. And I got from this. See up here? It's shedding his skin. Look at that mouth. Look at them. Ah! Sorry. Look at that mouth. There's a prey on them. It might be a worm or this might be part of his tongue. Look at that coloration of his eyes. It's all black. Look at the back of his spine. You see it's all spiny. That might be protective. Last time we did Adventurous Kids episode 1, these creatures was, I think back in 2017. I catched another one, these released it down the block. But that episode is shorter. This one is, I would say, about the same size as the lizard I catched for the other Cuban Anole Adventurous Kids episode a few years back. I just want you to take one more look at that skin. This is how reptiles like snakes and lizards grow. They shed their skin to grow. It's not something because it wants to bite the heck out of me. I'm not going to let it bite me another time. I want to throw it on a tree, but I don't want to harm it.
Don't throw it, just place it.
I have to wait till it's...
There you go. Yep.
There it goes.
That's a penny on the whiskey, or more like, that's a Cuban night, Anole on a whiskey.
There it goes. All the brown notice might know what it's doing. Look at that thing. Zoom into it while it's there. You see that green coloration? It's able to camouflage itself while it's up on the leaves so predators don't find it. Look at that miss. I've been waiting to make this episode for a while, but I've never been able to catch it, but I finally got the opportunity. Look at it. See, it's staying still. It's like saying, like, if I'm still, you cannot see me with the green foliage. You cannot see me. Look how good of a tree climber that Cuban Anole is. It's a staying still, waiting for prey, camouflaging itself from its predators. So, like I said, they're not. The last thing I want to say for the end of this production is they are not a Florida native species. We had to move it because I kept using the men's or ladies' room, don't know what gender it is, on our back porch. So, we had to move it. And this tree is a safe place. I didn't want to release it on the grass because if I release it on the grass, I don't want it to get hit by a car. Yeah, it's not native, but I still don't like things to die, so place that was safe. So, if you ever find one of these, or you have a pet Cuban, I know we don't want it, don't release it into the wild. It's against the law and is not safe for you, other people, and the animal maybe itself. You call FWC or I'veGotOne.org and they can try to get this animal. Or
Cuban night anoles are the largest species of anoles belonging to the lizard family and are native to Cuba, but have been widely introduced to South Florida, where they reproduce and spread readily in Florida. They are sometimes referred to as iguanas or iguanitos, but this generally stems from confusion with the green iguana. Another common name for this species is Cuban giant anole. The adult species have a total length of about 13 to 20 inches, including their tail, which is something longer than the head and body. The species weighs about 16 to 137 grams. Generally, males grow larger than the females, with adults of the former having a snout-to-vent length of 10 to 19 centimeters. It is a mostly bright green with a yellow stripe on the side of the head and another on the shoulder, but it is also able to perform some color changes. Cuban night anoles are generally solitary creatures. However, as they cannot withstand cold temperatures in highland parts of their native Cuba, a few individuals may rest during the relatively cold winters. In winter in Florida, they have been known to freeze and fall to the ground. Some tree canopies and anoles are boreal, are mostly found high in trees on the trunk of branches in the canopy. However, they will descend to the ground to get from one tree to another or for thermoregulation when occasionally seen on warm asphalt, rocks, or sidewalks. Cuban night anoles are diurnal and fiercely territorial. Initially, they tend to face any perceived threat if only from a distance. Its challenge display, a lizard will sit on all fours gape menacingly, turn green, and perhaps bob its head. The male will extend its dewlap, and both females will puff themselves up with air. The bite of a Cuban night anole can be painful. These anoles have sharp, small teeth which can deliver pain, yet they don't have the poison or any venom, so you don't need to worry if an anole bites you. The species is non-venomous for the humans, yet a bite from the species may bring some gentle pain. You can use some painkiller or antiseptic for the bitten area to avoid pain or infection as well. These anoles are not dangerous for humans. They don't have venom glands that usually produce the venom. Just simply clean the biting area with good antiseptic, or you can use rubbing alcohol to clean the biting area. Florida has only one native species of Anole, popularly known as the green Anole. Cuban night Anoles are long-lived and are able to survive from 10 to 16 years in the wild. The Cuban night Anole, the dewlap, is a pale pink. The dewlaps of other anoles can be many colors, including yellow, red, orange, blue, or a combination. When courting or defending its territory, a male anole will extend its throat sac. Cuban night anoles have special adhesive lamella on their 5 clawed toes that allow them to stick to surfaces, making it easier for them to run. This adhesive pad is located on the central part of each toe. Their scales look a bit wrinkly, making any night anole look like an old warrior in Cuba. They can be seen from near sea level to an altitude of 3,300 feet in a wide range of habitats with trees such as forest, mangrove, savanna, cultivated areas, and gardens. In its introduced water range, it even occurs in trees along roads in Miami. It is also slowly fanning out into other southern states such as Georgia and Alabama. If a Cuban night anole loses its tail, it has the ability to regenerate a new one. However, a new tail is never the same as the original in size, color, or texture, and it is replaced with cartilage. When young, its diet consists mainly of insects. As an adult, it mostly eats invertebrates, notably insects and snails, but regularly take fruits and can function as a seed dispersers. They may also take small vertebrates, prey, such as small birds and reptiles, including other anoles. Studies indicate that they do this less frequently than several other anole species. They will hunt and eat almost anything smaller than themselves, such as insects and spiders, other lizards, tree frogs, nestling birds, and small mammals. Cuban night anoles only eat live prey, as the prey must move to be detected by the lizard. When a Cuban night anole spots a juicy beetle, it waits in silence and turns its color to match brown bark or green leaves or grass, so the prey doesn't notice. The lizard creeps closer very slowly and snatches the beetle up in no time at all. Cuban night anoles don't usually fight over food because there are plenty pesky bugs in Cuba and Florida. Cats, children, snakes, and birds are the biggest threats in the life of a Cuban night anole. While you may be tempted, taking them as pets is not recommended. Night anoles are relatively slow, shy lizards and can be caught by hand, but they do have strong jaws and sharp teeth and will bite if caught. When caught, their first reactions will be to open their mouth and defecate if you do not drop them after that. They will swiftly turn their head and bite onto any skin on your hand they can reach. While they do not have large teeth, their teeth are sharp, and the lizard has very strong jaw muscles. Do not try to pull them off. If they do this, as their sharp teeth will cut the skin, just quickly put them down and they will let go and run away once they feel they are no longer being held. Cuban night anoles are egg layers and average breeders. Breeding occurs during the spring and summer months. When courting, the male starts bobbing his head rapidly and turns towards the female to display his throat fan. In order to start mating, the male will force his tail underneath the female. Sometimes males will try to mate with other males because of their inability to distinguish a male from a female. Females can lay 1 or 2 eggs every 2 weeks. These eggs, which look like smaller, feathery versions of a chicken egg, are buried in the soil. The eggs hatch after anywhere from 5 to 7 weeks. Little 1 to 2 inch Cuban night anoles emerge from their eggs to greet the world. The hatchlings are bright green with white bars on their sides, are already fully independent. The species is the happiest camper in the captivity. A number of anoles from this species caught in Florida, but these don't adopt the captive with better conditions. While choosing the pet, get the smallest one that adapts the captive habitat easily. Don't try to house this with other small lizards, as they can become the diet of it in captivity. The Cuban night anole's aggressiveness seems to lessen to a certain degree if it is raised from the time of its birth and handled. It is common for it to become tame enough to be held. If somebody buys a Cuban night anole as a baby, the lizard might not know how to act in the wild. If it's illegally released in communal area with other species of lizards, it rarely attacks smaller lizards unless the other reptile intrudes on its territory. It may be hand-fed with caution. Since it has a strong bite and many small sharp teeth, avoid pebbles or gravel in the substrate that offers scope for accidents by direct collision while chasing prey. Using a dirt substrate of 3 to 4 inches is ideal. Use paper napkins or newspaper pieces if you need your Cuban night anoles to exist perfectly, secure and tidy. In captivity, Cuban night anoles have been fed vitamin B dusted crickets, roaches, grasshoppers, mealworms, and waxworms. They may even eat the occasional pinky mouse. This has been supplemented with leafy greens and pieces of fruit. Each Cuban night anole needs at least 30 gallons of space. Since they are arboreal species, maintain the height of the cage in excess of the width. Give them a feeling of security by providing branches for climbing plants and vines in the cage. Have an eco-friendly bed or earth for the substrate of the cage. Keep the soil free from fertilizer, pesticide to avoid accidents by their intake. Daytime temperatures should range between 80 and 86 on the heated side, and the other side should be cooler, giving the animal a chance to decide what temperature its body needs. Reptiles can overheat in a matter of minutes, so be sure to check the temperature before putting the animals inside. Reptiles which are kept too cool will have difficulty digesting their food and difficulty with normal body functions. Keeping the reptile too cool will also weaken their immune system and allow simple health problems to take over their body. It is important to have 2 thermometers in the enclosure to properly measure the temperature range. The night temperature can drop to approximately 70 degrees and is normally achieved by using a black or red bulb for heat. These bulbs give off heat but not light that the animal senses, thus providing them with a natural night dark cycle. Fluorescent light bulbs need to be replaced every 6 months. Cuban night anoles do not respond happily when human beings hold them. When they display a dark color, it shows the high stress level of the lizard that leads to sickness. It is illegal to keep them as pets in Hawaii.
So we're going to have to get a little treatment for the bite from the Cuban and Anole, the deliberate one. Right there, as you see. And I also got an unintentional bite right here. And one of my fingers, I forgot which one, so we're gonna have to get a little sanitary for this. So what's first?
So this is alcohol. Where's the other bite?
Up here.
This is to clean it, so don't touch it, okay? Don't touch it.
It stinks with.
Ouch!
And then I'm going to put some antibacterial spray on it.
The antibacterial spray kills even the bacteria.
You see the other side? I let that dry.
Gotta let it dry.
Okay, hold on.
It hurts. It's worth it.
A Band-Aid.
So you might see, this might not be a lot of Adventurous Kids episodes I've been uploading and editing and filming lately. That's because of the virus and quarantine. We've been able to go out and film at the green screen or nature parks and stuff because they are closed. Luckily, we got an episode here for you. When I filmed the sleep episode, I think that was a really good one. Anyways, this is how you deal with a Cuban Anole bite. So this, the camera lady is about to blow off Neosporin. Even coyotes used Neosporin before. Like, so as you see, she's putting it on me. Let's get a good shot of that in my hand. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
My shirt,
So now we're going to do the Band-Aid.
I'm a Strahan High School senior from class of 2019. Right now, I can get the Band-Aid. Protect it. Oh, those Anoles are fierce. I've been waiting to do this episode, folks, but I've been so scared to catch it every time I see it. I just haven't been able to do the episode. Well, finally, I got the courage and it was like right in my grasp, so.
Open
Fortunately, it got me. It's just easy, split the Band-Aid on me. So if we ever get bitten by an animal like the Cuban Anole, this is what you should do after it bites you. Now it's time for the Band-Aid, the waterproof Band-Aid. See if this one works. Because the cream makes it wet.
So you open these two fingers here.
This Band-Aid sounds just a little bit pesky. Oh, there's another one here. It's very faint though. Is it bad? Keep an eye on the nose. I think
Let me see the other one.
Alright, there we go. Thanks for watching this Adventurous Kids episode. Stay safe during this pandemic, everyone.
Yeehaw! And
What did you learn today?
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous kids!
What was the most interesting fact?
Adventurous kids!
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous